Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to those who are new. For those who've subscribed, thank you so much for coming back. So today we'll talk about goal setting. So even though I'm on a debt freedom journey, I have goals that I would like to fulfill. Whether it's short-term goals, mid-term goals, or long-term goals. So towards the end of 2019, I decided to write my goals down. So just like it would not be easy to keep to a budget or spending plan if you have not written it down, I doubt that it's easy to keep to your goals that you have if you have not at least written them down on paper or whether on a laptop or whatever. I chose to write it on paper. So I got myself this beautiful notebook where I write my notes down in here, my goals, not just notes. This is where I write my goals. I make sure it's very attractive so that I can remember to write in it, especially if there are additional goals that I want to achieve. As I said, a spending plan or a budget that's not written down might not do you good because you probably won't keep to it. So, for example, some goals that I've thought of, whether we like it or not, our son will be starting school at some point, grade R. He won't be young forever, he won't be two forever. So those are the type of goals that I've written down to say, okay, how do we plan for this for this step where you'll now need to start buying stationery, paying extra school fees and all of that. So there's no way of getting out of it. So it's part of the goals that I need to really jot down and really sit and see, how do I make it happen even in the midst of the debt freedom journey, even in the midst of paying off debt. So I had already thought of a school in mind. Which hopefully it comes alright, it comes back. So what I've done is I've actually gone to the school website and already started sussing out. I know it will change in the future, so I've started sussing out what are their fees, what are their costs additional to the fees, or what else do you consider when you actually take your child to the school. So in that way, I sort of have an idea of where we headed and how we can save towards that. So that's why goal setting for me and for everyone else is actually important. Also, Jan 2020, I started a year savings plan. So I found a year savings plan, I think towards the end of the year. Towards the end of 2019, I found a year's savings plan I think I found it on Facebook. So I'm just going to link a picture of it if you want to start as well. I'm just going to link a picture. You should see it right next to me. That savings plan is for a year. So in the year of 2020, as I start Jan, I started saving, even though I'm on a debt freedom journey. So I started saving. That's another thing, that's another goal that I have, to say, okay, by the end of 2020, this is what I'll save towards. So unfortunately, when I started in Jan, I didn't set a goal for it. So the goal was stick to the savings plan, the year savings plan, but I didn't have a goal attached to it to say, okay, at the end of the year, what is the goal? What does this money have in store for it? So recently, I've really been thinking a lot about this savings journey, this year savings goal, and the goal that I've attached to it is to pay off one of the other debts with that money. So what I've done now is, instead of channeling it to a savings account, I'm now channeling the money to a debt. So it still feels like a year savings plan, because I'm still saving the same amount, and I'm still going to be doing that. So the same amounts that I planned for in the year, I'm still going to be saving that, but this time channeling it towards a debt, which will be it will really be helpful, because maybe at the end of the year I would have paid off another debt in addition to other debts that I've already paid off. So that's a goal that I've attached to my year savings plan that I have. So that's another thing. That's one thing. And then I've also got goals like for home decor or whatever stuff that we need to get to also spruce up the home, because unfortunately in the debt freedom journey you do find yourself being a bit more frugal. So you find yourself thinking, okay, I need to buy that, but perhaps let me just channel the money to debt, or I need to buy that, but probably something might come up in a month, so let me not. So because we had found ourselves in so much debt weight overhead, sometimes you rather not be buying stuff to sort of renovate, sort of improve the home a bit. So those are other goals that I've written down for in my book, in my pretty book. Like I said, I've just written down everything in the goal book, and I'm hoping that I will really fulfill them all. Another goal that I really hope for, as I said, lost a car. So I'm really hopeful that maybe when we then decide to get a car, hopefully it might be bought cash, or a big chunk of it paid up for, and maybe borrow like very little from the bank. But my biggest wish is buy the car cash. And then the other biggest hope is when we do buy our own property, if it can have a very sizable deposit for that, it would really be awesome. So just so you know, in this book, it's all written in there. There are many other goals. I could go through all of them, but you get the gist of it. In the midst of our debt freedom journey, let's write down our goals. Let's write down those things that we want. Some people go as far as saying every month, have a specific goal for the month. What are you going to achieve in that month? What's your goal for that month? So really it helps, it motivates you as well, even in this debt freedom journey, because surely if you like me are on a debt freedom journey, once you're done, once you're free from debt, there's something you're looking forward to at the end of it all, or there's something that what, once I've done this and this, once I'm free from debt, I know for a fact I'll have additional money that is free to do certain things. So you know very well that once you're free from debt, once you've completely cleared out everything, you know that you want something at the end of the rainbow kind of thing. So you want some kind of treasure at the end of it all. So having those goals set aside for when you have extra money sitting in your account because you've paid off so much debt, really helps. So that's why goal setting is important, even in our debt freedom journey. So even as we pay off debt, maybe there are also things that we can do even with a little bit that just helps us, maybe either a monthly goal or short-term goal. So really even in this debt freedom journey, do set out those goals, do write them down, because written down goals surely will happen, rather than goals that you just keep in your head, or budgeting and spending that you just keep in your head. So that's all that I have for this video about goal setting. I hope you're encouraged to also set out those goals, write them down, keep them somewhere where you can always look back at them and say, okay, this is what I'm working towards, this is what I know that I'm reaching for at the end of the debt freedom journey, or even during the debt freedom journey. Okay, this is a goal that I can sit with, I can save up for this thing, and I can actually get it even while I'm on a debt freedom journey, because you've budgeted, you've set aside, knowing what you can afford for that specific goal. So let's keep doing those goals, setting up those goals even in our debt freedom journey. We will get to our healthy net worth as long as we keep on this debt freedom journey, even with the goals that we we tend to fulfill here and there in our debt freedom journey, we will still get there because we are still paying off our debt. We are still really focused on where we are going, and we are still heading to that healthy net worth. So I'd really encourage you to set those goals even in the midst of our debt freedom journey. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do click on the red subscribe button under this video. If you like the content of the video, please click like. Please do share the video on your social media pages or anywhere, so that someone else can be encouraged if you're encouraged as well. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.